Here we go. We're moving on to the championship seniors. And obviously we have Tim Gillingham, Paul Penrod, who's been in several of these the last few years.
Yep.
Keith Trail, probably the most dominant indoor senior on tour.
Yep.
Tim Gillingham, easily the most dominant outdoor senior on tour. And then, of course, Tim Otis started coming on last year. So it's been absolutely fantastic there. Here comes Michael Braden. He managed to just basically stay in the mix, man. And now he finds himself shooting off for the win.
Yeah, he's good at doing that. He's been good for a long, long time. When I first came on the scene, Michael was the man to beat too back then in the pro class, and it's cool to see him still out here just giving it to him. I mean,
right.
Even in 3Ds, when Michael's shooting good, he's untouchable. You know.
No doubt. I mean, for a lot of those folks out there, I mean, dude, I can remember a time when the senior division wasn't what it is right now. I don't want to be disrespectful. Wait, I'm in the senior division now. I can say whatever I want.
Are you really?
I'll be 51 next month.
Holy cow.
So I'm in the senior division.
Old.
I can talk all the trash I want. It's old as dirt.
Bro.
But I can remember, you know, 10, 15 years ago where the senior division wasn't shooting near the scores they are now. And it wasn't as competitive as it is now. There's no freebies out here at all.
Oh, no. No, these guys, I've shot against most of them at this point, and they've all beat me several times. I mean, these guys are like, ooh, they're as tough to beat as anybody, you know. And honestly, they could still be competitive in our class.
Ask Tim. That's what he says his goal is. Every time I talk to Tim when he wins, he's like, well, where did the pros finish?
Yeah.
I'm like, but Tim, you won by 20. I don't care. Where'd the pros finish?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
Tim is one of my favorite human beings.
Right.
Most controversial one out here for sure. But I just love talking to him because he's so passionate about this game.
Absolutely. So, all right, here we go. So this is obviously the first end for practice. Everyone will be shooting at the same time here. You know, obviously Tim's had a pretty historical career shooting in all kinds of venues. Keith Trail in the senior class was the first senior to ever shoot a clean 900 in Vegas. And so obviously indoors has been where Keith excelled. I mean, obviously any of us that know, we're all watching Timmy. Because
you don't know if he's going to shoot all inside out X's or shoot one off in the deep blue sea out there. That's why I love him so much.
Right. Or if that bow's going to end up about the middle of the range.
Yeah.
But no,
his
absolutely.
go-to move is to stick a stabilizer about a foot deep in the dirt. We're going to see how that works out on this concrete
Well,
floor.
and he has those big weights on the end there now,
It's
so
true.
he would probably stop that.
He just cares so much.
Yeah, well, and I think the thing about Timmy that most folks don't understand is when he says the things he says about indoors and when he says the things he says about unknown and when he says, that's because he loves the sport so much that he wants to see it grow.
Right.
And so those are just his personal thoughts on what he thinks it will take to grow.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean, I mean, he comes and does them all.
Right,
so
yeah.
if you're going to shoot all the events, I don't really care what you say about him. You're here.
He's always here.
You're right.
You know, he's always here.
He shoots absolutely everything.
He prepares more than anybody else.
Right.
You know, in my opinion, I think it drives him crazy.
Well, yeah, well, that's, for Tim, that's a pretty short trip.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's, but no, he is an absolute great guy, and he literally will bend over backwards to help anybody on the range, off the range, at the booth. Does not matter. He absolutely just helps everybody.
For sure.
Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. We are so grateful for Archery Island here in Yankton, South Dakota. Obviously, South Dakota is one of the freest states in our country. They have absolutely dealt with everything having to do with the last year spectacularly, and their results in regard to that shows it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
the governor here is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of South Dakota and their governor.
Right. If the weather wasn't 36 degrees below zero out there right now, I would consider moving. But
correct. My lungs will never be the same.
Right. All right. Here we go. Arrow for arrow right here. So obviously our first archer up by order of X's. So even though X's don't count, they determine rotation. And so here we go. This is Tim Audis. First arrow for score. This is regular scoring. The 10 is the 10. X's do not count at this particular moment. That looked like a pretty good shot.
Solid.
Good break right there. Obviously, Keith Trail has been in this position all of the times. Even
Yeah,
going back to when, I can remember when he was shooting regular championship in Vegas.
He was
And he
always in the mix. Yeah.
And he had that back issue while he was still in the military.
Yeah.
But absolutely been doing this for a long, long time. So all right, here we go, Paul Penrod.
Yeah. And Keith has the right attitude for indoors.
Oh, yeah.
Almost like he doesn't care, but you know he does.
Oh, no doubt. Well, and I did that heart rate monitor and that oxygen blood level stuff. And Keith, by far, no offense to you or Jesse or Chance or anyone. Oh, Tim just pulled a little.
Get him. All right.
Tim just pulled a
Held
little.
it in there.
He put a little double clutch Dominique Wilkins five slamma jamma.
I promise you that don't mean anything. I've seen him do that, recover, and 14 a 47-yard medium deer to win the world championship.
Exactly.
Ask McCarthy.
Right. But no, Keith served a lot of decades in the military as jumping out of airplanes and doing all that kind of stuff. So his back was messed up, and I can remember him literally not being able to walk down and pull arrows. But still shooting 900s.
Exactly.
It's like, what?
Ooh, that's wide. It might hang on trails.
Have to take a closer look at that one there.
It's edgy on the 10.
All right. Well, and once again, if you miss a 10 right now, it's regular scoring. So going to be interesting to see what Timmy can do. The interesting thing about Timmy is when he usually has one of those double clutches, he comes back even stronger.
Yes, because now he's like very determined.
Right. That's a long aim for Timmy right there.
Yes, it is. Right in the middle.
Yep, that's a long aim for Tim. He usually
he's fighting it too.
When that little dot gets to the middle, Tim usually goes full send. So that is absolutely fantastic. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm obviously joined by good friend Levi Morgan. This weekend's coverage is brought to you by Bomar Archery, and we are just happy to be here. Happy to be presenting this amazing shoot down for all of you around the world. Of course, be sure to like and share this live feed so everybody can tune in. And, we're just grateful to be here in South Dakota, regardless of the temperature.
Yeah, no question. We just wanted somewhere to shoot. Keith recovered very good right there and shot a strong X.
There you go. He actually turned and looked at someone behind him, so obviously he had a question about one of those, obviously the one that you looked at. So, of course, we would be, remiss not to point out our company lineup. Obviously, Tim shooting Bowtech. We got 3 PSEs out there with Penrod, Trail, and Braden, a Matthews, and then what's Tim out is shooting? That's a Matthews down there, isn't it? Yeah, so we got 2 Matthews, 3 PSEs, and a Bowtech.
Yep.
So here we go.
Yeah.
That was a great end right there.
I think everybody's good. Trail's got a close one, but I can't. It's on the other side of the shaft. I can't see the line, but I think it should be good.
And so one of the concerns early on about this new format was how much time it would take, but I can tell you what, it's moving along pretty decent.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's crazy exciting.
It is, yeah.
I will say, Levi, in all fairness, when we get to the championship men, there's 19 of them. And so they will all be shooting together until there's 5 archers or less. Then they will go to arrow for arrow, because that would take forever.
Right, yeah.
But if you remember, you were probably in the shoot-off. This is going to hurt, but when Sergio Pani was the lucky dog, and literally as soon as it went to X's, he won the first end and it was done.
Yeah.
And literally there was 2,000 people walking into the arena, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's done.
It's over."
And he's riding out on the horses, and everybody's like, "Wait, what? What happened?" So the whole when a championship shoot-off reaches 5 or less archers will go to arrow for arrow. There you go. Everybody got them. So that's in theory.
Yeah.
I mean, you have 19 people up there.
It may happen quick.
It may get down to 6, and then it may be over. is no lucky dog at this particular event. You know, Bruce talked about the stumble and the rumble lucky dog style thing, which could happen in the future. But my input this weekend was, hey, look, we haven't had one of these for a year. Just execute on the event, make it a success, and let people come have some normalcy and shoot a shoot the way they want to shoot a shoot.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so the NFAA has done an absolute fantastic
It's been pretty flawless.
position.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Position. Wait,
No, that's not right.
let's just move on.
They did a good job.
They did great.
They did a good job. All right, here we go.
Baby X, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is X's. X is the 10.
Well,
the
he
entire
just shot an inside out one, so.
nice. So this is of course the X is the 10. The entire rest of the yellow is a 9. And I will say the same thing I said for the juniors. I'd like to see him go. The X is a 10. The 10 is a 9. And then the rest of the yellow is an 8.
Yeah.
Just to
Agreed. I think Keith caught that Super X too.
Okay.
I think they have all hit so far. Now it's up to Tim. And this is for third place, correct?
Yes,
But I
absolutely.
can promise you they all are trying to
Oh,
win. I mean, they're as nervous as if they were shooting for first right
right.
now.
Well, and I don't want to salt anybody's game or make any revelations here, but third cuts a check.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
exactly.
third's on the podium, and that cuts a check. Fourth gets a little thing from the NFAA and a thanks for coming.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think Tim missed that one Super. It broke the 10 line, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be out.
That one looks a little tall. Not of a 10, just a little tall of the X, which makes it a 9, right?
Screaming.
Screaming.
It's screaming.
All right.
Uh-huh. Keith needs to give her one click left.
One click
But he's
left.
catching the left side Super. Penrod's good for sure. Keith
All
and
right.
Penrod are good on Super.
All right, here we go, Timmy. 2 arrows. This is his second arrow right here. That's another long hold for him.
Yeah.
He gave it a little bit of some up onion here. He's not happy about that.
It's another close one. It's, he could have 2 X's. He could have 2 10s.
Right.
Okay, that one is an X for sure.
All right, there we go. So is that bottom right one?
It's close.
Okay, gotcha.
So he could have 3 X's or he could have 2 X's.
Gotcha. Here comes Keith.
Keith
It's a pretty good hold right there.
smashed it.
Nice.
So I think he's got 3 X's.
There you go.
No.
Ooh, that one looks a little high left.
It hung a 10, but it doesn't really matter because it's only
Right.
Baby X scoring.
Tim with a mock draw right there. Here he comes.
Tim really needs to hit this one.
He does.
Yep.
Got it. All right.
I want to
There we
know who talked Jacob Marlowe into running this camera up here on stage.
All right. Absolutely.
You guys won't get that because you can't see it.
Yeah, this is going to be, oop, they got out the magnifying glass and the light out there.
I knew it was close. I think Tim's got 2 X's. If I had to call it from here, 29 probably. I think
right,
that
here we
first
go.
one's going to come back and haunt him.
Right. Well, and I mean, that's the nature of the beast. Tim Oudis and Keith Trail just shook hands, so I'm I'm thinking potentially Otis missed that X on the bottom right.
Could be, yeah.
So,
They got the magnifying glass out.
uh-oh, here we go. I mean, and look, I know a lot of folks get frustrated with the 3 judges, and I get it. Would I like to see some modifications to that? Yes, I would. Most people don't even know we're not going to go into that rabbit hole, but most people don't even know the origins of why there's 3 judges. They just think it's just pure redundancy. There was a reason back in the Riv when that needed to start. So, at this point, my philosophy is on it, Levi, is that, hey, look, if you and me are on a bail, we call our first arrow, we call our 90th arrow. So I think in the shoot-off, what's the difference until we need help?
Right, yeah.
But it's just me.
Correct. I think they're just trying to, make it as fair as possible. However, some of these are very obvious, and it, does seem a little redundant.
Right. And I mean, like, look, in the pro class, there's no gifts.
Right, yeah.
Ain't
nobody getting anything.
None.
No.
I mean, I love you, brother, but...
Right, yeah. I had one yesterday. 2 of my best friends were calling. I called it, they both called it out. And Louis calls it in, and I have to call a judge.
So what was it?
I'm rooming with you guys.
What was it?
It was out.
There you go. There you go. Keith Trail takes 3rd. Look at that. So apparently those arrows with that were close.
Surprise.
Yeah. So
Good
look
shooting,
at that.
Keith.
Keith comes back after a rough day 1 and makes the podium. And so here we go. This is for all the marbles here. Michael Braden versus Randy Morocco. Obviously, they've already shot their practice in, so this is regular scoring right here. And once again, Randy did very good at the Indoor Nationals here in September.
Oh, yeah. Randy, right in the middle.
Woof. That's, you don't get much more in the middle than that.
And Braden knows that.
Oh, yes, he does.
No question.
He does now.
Yeah.
Now granted, all he has
It's
to do
10,
is hit 10s here, however. And look, Michael Braden, when you look at his form right now.
He answers.
Right. Michael's form is one of those situations where, some folks would look at his release arm and his release hand and be like, well, that's not perfect form. But guess what? He does it the exact same every time for decades.
Yep. And he's good at it.
Yeah. And so, the analogy that I always use is, oof, that's in the middle, is Larry Bird's jump shot wasn't very pretty, but would you tell him to change it?
No, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
You look at a lot of these guys that are top shooters. They don't have on paper perfect form, but they can repeat it.
Exactly. And Michael is most certainly one. And Michael does a ton of coaching. And so he has the mentality and the methodology to teach people. And I mean, look, that's the thing about a good coach, which Michael Braden is it's a matter of coaching and teaching the person you're working with to do what they need to do what they need to do, how they can do it. Not necessarily teaching your student what you do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, here's what I do.
Right.
Well, that doesn't always work.
Exactly.
So here we go. I'll tell you what, though. Looks like Morocco threw some heat down there.
Yeah.
And so did Michael Braden. So we're spitting fire down here. So now here we go. This is going to move us right on into X's a 10. Michael Braden shakes it out as he goes down. Now I can remember shooting outdoor nationals with Michael, and he was always one of those guys who'd show up for the animal round with big fat arrows.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it didn't always work, of course, because out in the wind it's not necessarily that great, but absolutely a legend in the sport. He's been doing this for a long, long time. for X. X is a 10. The rest of the yellow is a 9. And you can definitely feel the difference in this kind of a shoot-off from prior.
Oh, yeah.
There's just no doubt.
Dead center.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. All right, everybody, be sure to like and share this live feed. Make sure everybody can tune in around the world. Let us know where you're from there in the comments. Looks like Michael's holding pretty good there.
Dead center.
Yeah, he was holding pretty good there. One tiny little dip low, but it didn't hardly move at all.
I have no idea what that feels like. Those dip lows, you know.
Oh, yeah, well, we won't talk about this on this live feed. There's kids listening. All right, here we go. Randy Morocco, hero number 2. Looks like he caught it a little bit high right.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, this 30 seconds per arrow and the 5-second transition's working out very well.
Yeah, you don't have time to let down.
No.
It's get it going.
Now, with that being said, Braden Gillentine could probably let down twice and shoot 3 arrows.
Yeah, you're right.
He shoots incredibly quick.
He's holding a long time.
Yeah, he is. Little bobble there. Oh, I was going to say, yep.
But it's touching red, but it's a 9 and doesn't matter.
Right, so Randy needs a 10 here to win.
Yep, he shoots a Super X, it's over, right?
Yes, yep, shoots a Super X here, it's over. Little bobble there, little bobble.
Smashed it.
Got it. There was a little bobble right there, and then he resettled in. So good for him.
Good for Randy.
Yep.
He shot unreal good. He's pumped.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, he's got to be, man. This is.
Yeah, Michael smashes the last one.
Way to go there. That's pretty awesome. That was a good shoot off right there, man. Let's go out here and catch a word with Randy Morocco. Absolutely fantastic shoot off right there. Randy obviously was here for Indoor Nationals last September. Did absolutely fantastic. And here he comes back and wins the Rushmore Rumble. He's pumped. Obviously, Bruce is a little excited. We do have an obvious winner here, of course, but got to go through the process. The process is the process, and you never cheat the process. And that is a good hug out right there from Michael Braden, Randy Morocco. All right, Randy. All right. All right, we're here with your 2021 inaugural Rushmore Rumble senior champion, Randy Morocco. That was an absolutely fantastic performance right there.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. It's nervous as I'll get out, but these are great competitors. They're friends, and it's just an honor to be here.
Absolutely. Now, last September, you came here and shot extremely well at the Indoor Nationals as well. So is it a Yankton thing, or is just the indoor game starting to come around for you?
I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm happy that we're going good. So
there you go. Now, tell us a little bit about your feelings on this new format right here, the arrow for arrow, 30 seconds with the 5-second transition. That's new to this style of shooting for the NFAA. How did that go?
Obviously, it went really well for me, but it was really cool to be able to concentrate on just one shot at a time, and that you were up, just like with Lancaster, and so it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.